Having a tool of a virtual twin of the Titanic wreck, that's huge.
For the first time, a complete digital twin of the Titanic wreck exists. But to build it, engineers had to send an advanced drone where no human ever could, deep inside the ship's crumbling maze. This robot explored sealed cabins and forgotten hallways. The footage it captured is so clear, so detailed, it's terrifying. It shows a world frozen in time, but it also revealed a brand new anomaly.
The largest underwater scanning project in history. It's incredible to see it like this.
Something in the cargo hold that doesn't belong, leaving experts baffled and more than a little unnerved. The chilling discovery. The footage begins in pure blackness. The only sound is the faint electronic hum of the drone, a tiny speck of light descending 2.5 miles into the North Atlantic. That's over 12,500 feet straight down. The pressure here is almost 6,000 pounds per square inch, a crushing weight that would instantly turn any normal equipment into a pancake. But this machine keeps going, pushing down into a realm of eternal darkness. Then, out of the gloom, a shape emerges. It's not a rock. It's a wall of steel, pierced by a haunting dark porthole. The drone has arrived at the wreck of the RMS Titanic. For decades, we've seen pictures of the bow covered in rust and decay. Everyone's obsessed with that iconic image. But this mission was different.
New digital scan of the Titanic has offered an unprecedented insight into the ship's final moments.
The drone wasn't just looking at the ship, it was going inside. As the drone navigates the tight, claustrophobic corridors, its powerful lights illuminate scenes that defy belief. This is the footage that terrified the world. In one section of the first-class promenade, a row of deck chairs lies toppled over, coated in a century of silt, but otherwise eerily intact. They look like they could be set upright and used. But here's the catch. They are 2.5 miles underwater. What most people don't realize is just how preserved some things are. The camera pans over a pair of leather shoes resting side by side on the seabed floor inside what was once a cabin. It's as if their owner had just taken them off before bed. The leather is preserved, but the body of the person who wore them is long gone, dissolved by the ocean.
The pairs of shoes that were the final remnants of those who perished and without life jackets fell to the bottom.
Nearby, a porcelain doll with a haunting, vacant stare sits propped against a pile of debris. Its once white dress is now a ghostly gray, its face a pale mask in the drone's beam. The drone then ascends toward the area where the legendary grand staircase once stood. Of course, the magnificent wooden structure is long gone, consumed by microbes over the decades. What remains is a gaping, cavernous void, a dark wound in the heart of the ship. But as the drone's lights scan the edges of this chasm, they catch something glinting. Fragments of the ornate iron railings, twisted and bent but still recognizable. The sight is a powerful reminder of the ship's former glory, a stark contrast to its current state of ruin. And that's putting it lightly. It was a deeply emotional moment for everyone watching the feed. But the truly jaw-dropping discovery came when the drone ventured into a previously unexplored section. Squeezing through a collapsed doorway, it entered what appeared to be a steward's pantry. Here things were different. Stacks of plates were still sitting on shelves, held in place by fallen debris. A rack of wine bottles, many of them unbroken, lay half buried in the silt. It was as if time had stopped. The water here is so cold, just above freezing, and the oxygen levels are so low that decay has slowed to a crawl. Then the camera focused on something that made everyone in the control room lean closer to their screens. Pinned beneath a fallen cabinet was what looked like a leather-bound journal. It was swollen and coated in silt, but it was unmistakably a book. Even from the drone's camera, the team could see that it was sealed shut, its contents a complete mystery. An object like this, made of paper and leather, surviving for over 100 years in these conditions is practically unheard of. What secrets could it hold? The thing nobody tells you is just how dangerous this exploration is. Every move the drone makes is a calculated risk. A wrong turn could snag its fiber optic tether on a jagged piece of metal, trapping it forever. Stirring up too much sediment could create a blinding cloud, leaving the pilot flying blind in a maze of rusted steel. The team had to navigate this underwater graveyard with the precision of a surgeon, knowing that the wreck is incredibly fragile. Parts of the ceiling and walls could collapse at any moment. You can see this tension everywhere in the footage, in the slow, deliberate movements of the drone. It's a dance between cutting-edge technology and a century-old tomb. This first part of the mission was a success, but it left the team with more questions than answers.
You don't take chances, you move methodically, you plan very carefully. You know, currents can swirl you around. Everything is more difficult underwater. If something is difficult on land, it'll be impossible underwater. If it's easy on land, it'll be very difficult underwater.
The impossible preservation, the mysterious journal. It was all just the beginning, but what the drone found next went from mysterious to deeply unsettling. The robot that did the impossible. So here's the deal. How did a machine manage to go where no human ever could? You see, the drone that explored the Titanic isn't your average remote-controlled toy. It's a marvel of engineering, a robotic ghost built to withstand one of the most hostile environments on our planet. Many people are crazy about drone technology, but this is on a whole other level. The wreck of the Titanic lies at a depth of about 12,500 feet. At that depth, the water pressure is over 6,000 pounds per square inch. To put that in perspective, that's like having 3 or 4 heavy-duty pickup trucks stacked on top of a single postage stamp. It's an environment of unimaginable force. Ordinary materials like steel or aluminum would be crushed into a pancake instantly. Because of this, the drone's body is forged from a specialized titanium alloy, the same kind of stuff used in deep-sea military submersibles and spacecraft. It's designed to be both incredibly strong and surprisingly lightweight. The camera itself, the eye of this ghost, is housed behind a lens made of synthetic sapphire, several inches thick. This allows it to resist the immense pressure without distorting the high-definition images it's sending back to the surface. What many overlooked in the initial reports is the sheer complexity of its power and communication system. The drone is connected to the surface ship by a tether that is miles long. This isn't just a simple cable. It's a bundle of delicate fiber optic wires that transmit the high-definition video in real time and carry power down to the drone's motors and lights. If that tether snaps or gets snagged, the mission is over. The multi-million-dollar drone becomes just another piece of junk on the ocean floor, and light is absolutely crucial. At this depth, the ocean is a realm of eternal, absolute darkness. The drone is equipped with an array of advanced LED light panels that can cast a beam of pure white light over 100 feet, cutting through the murky abyss. But not all things are what they seem when it comes to underwater lighting. The crazy part is, if the lights are too bright or aimed incorrectly, they can cause a blinding blizzard effect. This is called marine snow, the millions of tiny particles of organic debris floating in the water. If they light up, the camera is completely blinded. The pilots on the surface have to constantly adjust the intensity and angle to get a clear shot, a process that is more art than science.
I have every expectation that we're going to see the most accurate portrayal of the wreck site that's ever been offered.
Maneuvering inside a crumbling shipwreck is, to put it lightly, a nightmare. The Titanic is a twisted maze of collapsed decks, hanging wires, and sharp, rusty metal. To navigate this, the drone uses a system of 12 thrusters. A normal drone has 4. This one has 12 positioned all around its body. This allows it to move in any direction, up, down, sideways, forward, backward, and even rotate on a single point with pinpoint accuracy. The pilots on the surface control it using a setup that looks like something out of a sci-fi movie, with joysticks, multiple camera angles, and sensor readouts. The most shocking fact, however, might be the AI co-pilot. While human pilots are in control, an advanced artificial intelligence system runs in the background. This AI uses a suite of sonar sensors to constantly map the drone's immediate surroundings in 3 dimensions, creating a safety bubble. If the pilot gets too close to a wall or a piece of debris, the AI will automatically fire the thrusters to prevent a collision. It acts as a safety net, an extra set of eyes that can react faster than any human. This technology is what makes it possible to fly through hallways that are barely wider than the drone itself. It's the secret sauce that allows for such an intimate and terrifying exploration of the wreck. This isn't just a camera, it's an explorer in its own right, a robotic ghost sent to wander the halls of the Titanic. This incredible machine gave us the pictures, but what it documented is rewriting history. Titanic's new map. For decades, our understanding of the Titanic wreck was based on external photographs and grainy sonar scans. We had a good map of the outside, but the inside was a black box, a puzzle we could only guess at. The thing nobody tells you is that this new drone footage is doing more than just showing us spooky pictures. It's allowing scientists to create the first ever comprehensive three-dimensional map of the ship's interior. This is a complete game changer. Using a technique called photogrammetry, computers analyze thousands of high-definition images from the drone.
The remarkable new images of the Titanic, as you've never seen it before.
They measure distances and angles to build a perfect virtual model of the wreck. This digital twin of the Titanic is revealing some stunning secrets about the ship's final moments and its century-long decay. For example, the popular theory has always been that the ship broke cleanly into two main pieces as it sank. But the new interior map suggests the breakup was far, far messier. The drone footage from deep within the stern section, the part that was ripped apart, shows massive structural failures and tearing patterns. These patterns indicate the ship was twisted and ripped apart with unimaginable force. What many overlooked before were the internal stresses. This new data is allowing engineers to create new simulations of the sinking, giving us a much more accurate and frankly more violent picture of how the unsinkable ship met its end. You can see this everywhere in the new model. Rooms that were thought to be completely destroyed are partially intact, while other areas believed to be stable are on the verge of total collapse. One of the most shocking facts to emerge from this new map is the terrifying rate of decay. By comparing the new maps to older, less detailed surveys, scientists have discovered that the wreck is deteriorating much faster than previously thought. The ship is literally being eaten alive. The iconic captain's bathtub, a famous feature from earlier dives, is now gone. It has completely collapsed through the rotting floor. The main mast has crumbled. Entire sections of the deck are peeling away like old paint. The culprit is a type of iron-eating bacteria. These microbes are creating massive icicle-like formations of rust, nicknamed rusticles. These rusticles are slowly, relentlessly consuming the ship's steel hull, turning it into a fine powder.
The rusticles have been known to cause deterioration up to 100 kilograms per day of iron that it's removing from the ship itself. And this wreck itself, Titanic, because it's made of steel, is a very good food source at the bottom of the ocean.
The digital map shows that the ship is in a state of rapid collapse. Scientists now believe the entire wreck could be reduced to a rust stain on the seabed within just a few decades. This mission wasn't just an exploration, it was a race against time. This three-dimensional map is also helping to solve some of the Titanic's lingering mysteries. Remember that sealed journal found in the pantry? Using the digital model, researchers can now study the room where it was found without physically disturbing it. They can analyze the debris field, figure out how the cabinet fell, and plan a potential and incredibly delicate future mission to retrieve it with minimal risk to the surrounding environment. It's like a virtual archaeological dig. To put it mildly, this technology allows for a level of planning and precision that was impossible just a few years ago. But not all things are what they seem. The mapping has also uncovered new anomalies, features that just don't make sense. In one of the cargo holds, a place the drone could only scan from a distance, the sonar detected a large, unusually shaped object that doesn't match anything on the ship's manifest or blueprints. It's covered in thick sediment, its true form a complete mystery. Is it a piece of machinery that broke loose during the sinking, or is it something else entirely? This discovery has ignited a firestorm of speculation. The new map is an invaluable scientific tool, but it's also a treasure map, pointing the way to new questions and deeper enigmas. The footage is out, but the biggest secrets remain sealed. Was this exploration a breakthrough or a desecration? Let us know below. Like and subscribe for more.